Ooh, you guys ready to sip and spill? So, Alexia's estranged husband, Todd Nepola, finally breaks his silence. And K. Michelle and Pinky Cole may be filming for season 17 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh my God, let's get into it.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I'm Asia Esterak. Okay, so real quick, let's talk about K. Michelle and Pinky Cole possibly filming for season 17 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, real quick, Pinky Cole Hayes is the owner and founder of the Slutty Vegan in Atlanta. And I've been wanting to go there for a while. They've been featured on loads of different reality TV shows. And I believe the Slutty Vegan does pop-ups around the country as well. I know they had one in LA not too long ago. So Pinky Cole is supposedly going to be filming for the upcoming season. I'm here for it. I don't know anything about her. All I know is about the Slutty Vegan, and everything I know about it, I love. So that should be cool. So K. Michelle. So I don't know. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't know about this casting because it could really go one of two ways. Here's my thing. We already had somebody that should have never been on the franchise in the first place on the franchise. I'm speaking of Britt Eady. Now, I'm not putting Britt Eady and K. Michelle in the same box, but K. Michelle is coming from Love and Hip Hop. You're coming from the same franchise, two different cities. Well, three, because it wasn't she on New York at one point, like briefly. She's like her and Safari. But I love K. Michelle, and I'll say this. K. Michelle is a Pisces. Pisces can be mirrors when they need to be. And I kind of feel like with her, she was always having to defend herself and her position when she was on Love and Hip Hop. I mean, she faced a lot of bullshit on both when she was on Hollywood and Atlanta, especially with the whole DV stuff, which, okay, Rashida. I never fully liked Rashida after that, but that's a whole other video. So I'm going to be optimistic about K. Michelle's casting if she is in fact filming with the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Um, and I do feel like if she is cast on the show, I think we're going to get a different version of K. Michelle, a more grown up, grown, mature version. And here's the thing: the grown up, mature version has always been there. I just think she was on fucking Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in Hollywood. You know what I mean? You give what you get. Look what she was on. Look who she was surrounded by and who she had to deal with. So I kind of feel like that was going to be natural for her to have to deal with that. But Kay, I watched your other show, the show where Jonathan was your assistant. You were kind of the same on that. But anyway, I'm going to be optimistic. I read a couple comments under on Kempire. Shout out to Kempire. So I was watching one of Kempire's videos earlier, and it was about K. Michelle and Pinky Cole, and I was reading the comments. They were ripping K. Michelle apart. Here's my thing. Yes, she came off of Love and Hip Hop. It is weird to go from that to a Housewives, especially when Andy and them were talking shit about the Love and Hip Hop franchises way before they got as big as they were. And the irony that now they're recruiting people from that very franchise. I don't know if they are actively, but it appears to be that way. I mean, remember when there was rumors that light skinned Keisha was going to be on the show? She had been filming with a couple of the ladies. And I think that turned out to be a lie because she's actually on another show that also films in Atlanta. But my whole point of that is Bravo didn't shut down those rumors. And I was thinking the irony that you guys talked all that crap about Love and Hip Hop. This isn't Love and Hip Hop. You know, I think Andy actually said that at a reunion. The irony is now you're looking for talent from there. I hope K. Michelle, if she is cast on the show, I hope she comes in and kills it. And one thing we know about Kay can hold her own. Kay can hold her own with a man or a woman. She could hold her own. So let's see. I kind of feel like with this particular group of ladies, we're gonna get a different type of K, and I'm here for it. And if Pinky Cole is on the show, I'm interested to see her branch out her empire. You know, the fact that it's vegan, I think is dope. I'm not vegan. I'm not even vegetarian. I'm trying to get there, but I like chicken too much. I'm gonna just keep it real. It's the one protein I can't stop eating. Okay, let's talk about Todd Nepola. Alexia's estranged husband. I don't know if they're divorced yet. And I'm terrible because I didn't bother looking it up before recording this. But anyway, so again, I was watching Kempire's channel and Todd released a statement last week. He wants to sue Bravo and he feels like they're using everything as a storyline. I do not disagree with him there. But here, this is the reason I even wanted to talk to all of you about this. So he did this like 3-4 minute video basically calling out Bravo and calling out Alexia and her family. Let me tell you something. I said, I don't know what review it was, but I said in one of the Miami reviews that how does Alexia make her money? Because she don't do shit. She don't have no products. The only thing she's ever had was that magazine with Herman, and we know that shit's done. So what are you doing? So when Todd was releasing his statement in his video, first of all, I didn't know that they were together for 7 years. Did y'all know that? I did not know that. I hadn't realized they had been together for a while before they even got married. He said all this. Okay, so he did, these were all his words, y'all. He basically said that he's been sitting up watching this show and watching lies being said about him from his finances, from Adriana, because he called out everybody. And he said to Peter, Alexia's older son, talking shit about him, which he mentioned. So I didn't know any of this. So he was like, I'm the one that got Frankie into being more independent. When I first met her, he wasn't as independent as he is now. Todd, according to Todd, he was behind Frankie getting that job where he was learning to be more independent. Remember that when he was scared to take a Uber and stuff? Remember that? And then when they first came back, um, he talked about how he told Peter that he would always be there for him and help him out. He's helped out Peter. Peter's in his well into his 30s, and you still under your mama's titty and her man. Okay. Todd said he didn't appreciate the fact of the way they were treating Gertie. Todd, you will be my vote forever for that. The fact that he pointed that out, he said they are bullying somebody who is getting over cancer and everyone's okay with it. He said, I can't sit back and watch her talk about me when that very house that she was talking about they moved into, he's paying for. So according to Todd, he's still paying for Alexia's lifestyle. And he said he was really pissed when she's spinning the narrative about Frankie being there when he left. He said none of that was true. And you know what? I believe it. Because Alexia, your track record's not good when it comes to stuff like this. It isn't. And he said that her and him actually had a conversation and she pretty much picked the show over him. He said he wished that he had never done The Real Housewives of Miami. And he said it messed up his relationship. So from what he was saying, I'm paraphrasing all over the place, y'all. You guys got to go find his video. Um, but so Todd's paying for everything, and he helped out Frankie and Peter. And he said he'll always help out Frankie, and he would always help out Peter. He's like, I love them, but I'm not, for you guys to paint it out like that I'm the bad guy. He had a problem with that. What's really disappointing though too is actually, you know what? Skip that. He says some shit that let me know that Todd is not lying. Todd said, I also find it interesting that they never mentioned Peter and Frankie's father, who's very much involved in both of their lives. He's like, Frankie spends every week with his dad, and he goes, they mentioned it once on the show and they've never mentioned again. He said, I think it's crazy that their father doesn't even get credit. Isn't that interesting? Because anytime she talks about their dad, it's in a negative light and it's always glorifying his past, selling drugs. That's very interesting. And I like that he basically was like, as a man, you need to congratulate men when they do what they're supposed to be doing. And he's like, and for her, he didn't say that, but he basically was alluding to that because he was like, there's a narrative that was spun about their dad. So it's interesting to learn just that little bit that their father is very much still in their lives. He's still paying for Alexia. He helped out Frankie more than probably the mama did. And they over here on TV bashing them. And then he brought up Stephanie, who keeps bringing his name up. And he's like, I don't even understand why she keeps talking about me. I don't even know her. And something tells me Stephanie might need to be quiet because it sounds like because somebody left a comment on one of my videos saying that is Stephanie going to ever talk about how she used to be the assistant to Masood prior to his when he was with his other wife. I don't know if that's true or not, but I wouldn't be surprised just based off how she's acting. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, this is a little bit of Housewives tea that I was reading at work today, and I was just like, I got to talk about it. Um, what Todd was saying blew my mind, though. That video was really eye opening because he was like, I'm not taking this shit. He was like, you're not about to sit here and try to destroy my character on national TV like that when I'm over here paying for your whole lifestyle. And he said at the end of his video, he said, I'm going to sue them and I'm going to win. And all that money that I'm going to win, because I'm going to win a lot of money, I'm going to donate it to organizations that fight against bullying in real life and cyberbullying. Because he called all the ladies bullies and he pointed out the fact that they were bullying Gertie. Todd, you all right with me? You all right with me, Todd? Anyway, so that was a little bit of sip and spill. I didn't sip anything and I didn't smoke anything, but I definitely spilled. My Facebook and Instagram are still down, so for all we know, this could be old news, but it's new to me and now you. Anyway, let me get out of here because I'm delusional and I'm not making sense because I'm tired. Thanks for watching, y'all. Stay hydrated, be nice to each other, and let me go return these videotapes.